What's up, guys? It is Demo with Demo Vapes. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are joined here by special guest Jay Haze on his own for a build of his own RDA. So, yeah. So say what's up, Jay.
What is going on, man? Right. So as Demo had said, I was on. Well, I wasn't on. I was in their chat on one of their vape stews, and what had bothered me primarily. Sorry about this thing in my way. It's just because I have to set up the thing. But
Oh, good.
well, I just want everybody to know that's watching this. Basically, we were talking, and he was saying that he was having basically a really shitty situation with the 502. So what I did was I wanted to invite him so I can show him how I do my builds, and he can kind of mirror what I'm doing to replicate the same type of vape that I'm getting. Just because I was real worried, not worried, but bothered by the fact that he just didn't like the 502. And I get it. There's people that don't, whatever. They don't like the dripper. But, I mean, I just want to show you guys this. This just goes to show you that, all I use are 502s. So my goal is just to help him and getting something better out of what he currently is or does have.
Absolutely, and I certainly appreciate that. And also for anybody else out there that's having trouble, maybe this might help clarify some stuff for you guys. So anyway, what was I going to say? Let's see here. We got Stan in the chat. Sherlock Holmes. What's up, everybody? Awesome, cool. Well, great. Yeah, no, I'm excited to do this. Let me go ahead and get my 502. Oh, and drop the small bottle in the process. All right. So today I'm going to be using the 502 on the Drip Tech, or not the Drip Tech, the Defiant Designs DS, because I like the mod. It's about as simple as that.
And the 502 that I'm going to be using is the same build that's in 3 of my 502s. I'm going to be putting in this just so he has a really good reference. We've already spoken prior. I told him in regards to diameter of coils, 2.5 is a good reference point. But I honestly think that we can rectify the situation, Demo, if we get the coils in properly. And I show you how.
Sure.
Basically, to make it easier. That I feel a lot of people, and I to be honest with you, Mo, I've never done this video to really show people how to maximize the amount of airflow from the 502, but I'll show them and I'll show you live. So
for sure,
it's a good platform.
Absolutely. Well, for some reason my build kit has decided to disappear on me.
So I'm just gonna flip this camera.
All right, you do that. Oh, okay. I see it. 1 second. All right.
Oh, that's cool. You can't fucking zoom in on your phone. That's great.
Wonderful.
I thought you could zoom in. I guess not. Whatever.
Everybody's saying more volume, Jay, but
more volume. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll give you more volume. I'm gonna do a little trick here. Hold on. Yeah, shut the door.
We've already got somebody said make my bed. I don't see. I'll tell you why I don't make my bed, guys. It's because I want it to be open for when I come back to it later.
Test? No, still the same shit. Let me try. I got a better idea. Hold on. You guys don't hear me clear at all?
I hear you just fine, but
no one hears me clear in chat.
Let's we'll give the delay a chance, and then people can answer. Let's see
I'm
here.
Pretty damn close to my phone.
Yeah, no, you're okay for me. Let's see here. Tell Jay to do landscape.
The landscape. So okay.
Everyone's Jay, you're too quiet. Jay, you got to go to landscape. Jay.
Ooh, that would be rough.
If you can't do it, it's whatever.
Hold on, let me think.
Jay, try to use 2 fingers on the screen and pinch/spread for zoom.
You can't, not for Google Hangouts.
No.
All right, hold on a second. Let me fix this. Let me fix this mount. Hold on.
No problem. No problem.
All right.
I can always turn myself down so then everyone else can turn their their volume up. Or actually, you know what I can do? Because I'm in control of this, I can just make Jay louder. Hold on. All right. That should be better.
You could do that since when?
Yeah, it's right in Google Hangouts. Like there's a control room where I can control your volume.
Oh, shit. All right, hold on. I'm just setting this up now.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and pull the build that I have in this out right now.
Mount is weird.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, Demo, I am doing some crazy shit with this mount right now to get this to work for your people in the chat.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Everyone's got their opinions.
There we go. How's that?
Yeah.
It should be nice and loud too, because I'm like, my mouth is basically inside the phone.
Well, you should be good. Let's see here. All right, so I'm just going to rip this build out. So let me show you the build that I have in it right now. Right?
Okay.
I think that might be a good thing. This is what I've got going in here right now. My cotton's all messed up for whatever reason. Let me just hold on. Let me take manual focus here. Camera control, focus. There we go.
Possible to bring it in a little bit, or is that basically?
Let's see here. Like in terms of getting closer?
Yeah, so I could really see what you got going on.
Okay, hold on. Let me
All
just.
Right, so you got a fused Clapton build there.
Yep, this is a 28 gauge with 40 gauge over it, 6 wrap, 3 millimeter, and I've got quite a bit of cotton on the deck on this one.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And all right, so just to be clear, with the build that you're working with right there, the flavor is basically not there.
Yeah,
and subpar.
It's almost non-existent, and that's that. Like what I'm saying is that like I've had a few different people try this, so just to make sure that I'm not going insane. And the two, my fiance and my friend Matt, tried this, and they were both like, I'm not getting a whole lot of anything. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on for that.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I can tell you what's wrong with that right off the jump.
Sure, go for it.
The placement of the coils is entirely too high.
Okay.
I'll explain when we bring it down, because what I'm going to do is I already have my coils built, just to let everybody know. I know he's presenting, but what I have going on is a dual. There's really no differences between our builds. He's just using nichrome. I'm using Canthal, so I'm going to be a little bit higher, but that's okay because I'm putting mine on a regulated mod versus him putting it on a mechanical mod, so that works out fine. Granted, I know that there's going to be flavor differences between Canthal and nichrome, but we're not here for that. We're here just to see if we can get any flavor out of his. There we go. Wait, there we go. Yeah. So basically, what I got is a dual core of 28 with 36 on the outside, and you have, 38 on the outside, and you have a dual core 27.
Yep, dual core 27 with a 40 on the outside.
Yeah, see, that's a nice build. Okay, all right.
Well, that's what I'm going to be putting into it. Right now, it's just it's the dual core 28 at an 7 wrap with 40 over it, but it's at 3 millimeters. The current build that's in it right now.
Well, Matt H, big subscriber of mine and a Patreon. I didn't know that, Matt. I wish you would have told me this earlier so we could have alleviated this, but don't feel bad. I can't seem to find any flavor either, and I want this so bad. Now that is, I'm surprised you never told me that, Matt. Kind of hurts my soul a little bit. Like straight up, like I don't know what, you know what it is, man, is listen, I understand that everybody's going to have different experiences.
Absolutely.
It's just that this, I don't know, I find so much flavor in this, and I really think the biggest problem that we're going to counter right now is really the placement of the coils and the placement of the airflow. So just, I don't know if you want me to show you how I'm going to do it, how we're going to do this, if it's a side-by-side.
Well, why don't you show me how you're going to do this? Because I'm a visual learner, so I'll watch you, and then and then I will do my best, and then you can watch me do it, and then we'll go that way. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
I'll go ahead and present you real quick.
Okay.
All right, you're presented.
Okay. So the first thing I do is create the legs so they are opposite from each other. So one leg is that way, the other leg is that way. If that makes sense. So it's like one is I don't know how you want to look at it. Basically like I don't top of a T, I guess.
Right. K-Fun style, Pharaoh style, whatever you want to like single coil style.
So okay, so this whole section right here, this is the way I do it. First off, I use a Phillips. I prefer the Phillips over the Allen key just because you're already running Phillips already. So why not have all Phillips? Okay.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna put one leg in, just like that. Real simple, self-explanatory. Now I know you were saying you did not want to use you didn't want to use horizontals because that's not the way that this was designed, and you want to use it for the way that it's designed.
Well, I'll put it this way: like, I'm not opposed. I definitely will try horizontals between today and when I do the review, which will probably be in a couple days. But I definitely want to try it with verticals first, right? Because it's become sort of this vendetta, not vendetta really, but it's become this this thing, right? With verticals, I had trouble with the Lucid, I've had trouble with the 502, I've had trouble with other vertical coil RDAs, and
so you have a bad experience with verticals.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to really give them a chance and really, I'm waiting for that moment where I vape it and I go, oh, that's what that's what I've been waiting for. So I haven't given up on them yet.
Okay. All right. So one of the first things you see me doing right now is, look, there's going to be people that are going to tell you the opposite. I'm not going to sit here and defy what everybody says, but the way that I do the coils right off the jump is I put my coils as close to the center post as possible. I don't bring them out. Some people do like what you had. Yours were all the way out. I don't do that. Never. I bring them in literally to where they're almost kissing the post.
Okay.
Right. And then at that point, I just tighten it down, self-explanatory. And I don't think a lot of people do this because a lot of people have this perception that, you want to bring it. They have this perception that you want to bring it closer to the airflow. I don't experience that at all.
Yeah, I find that a lot of people feel that you have to bring your coils as close to the airflow as possible. And I found that in a lot of atomizers, it seems to make things worse. Like for whatever reason.
Right. And I totally agree with that. Okay, so now that I have them in, now I already messed up because of the C clamps. They're in a different position, but that's fine. That doesn't really matter. That just makes it easier or harder to build.
Sure.
And that's still not screwed down all the way. Hold on. Is this the proper Phillips in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody in chat, say hello to Bree.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
All right, so what we're going to do is now I have a 2.5, the same thing that you have.
Sure.
So all I'm going to do, I wish I could get a different angle on this, but I can't. So all I'm going to do is just bring this coil over here like so, and then I just pinch it down. Now, the reason why I do that is so when I bring this over, that's locked in. Now, my this clamp is not right, but it's fine. So you see what I did there?
Yep.
Just simple. And see how close this coil is to that post.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just repositioning them so I could get them under the clamps.
Yeah, I remember watching your original review/reveal video on the 502, and you said you do them like sort of like a Pisces sign or like 666,
Yeah,
sort of
6-9. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to show you something now. I'm just going to put these screws in. It's so hard to look through the camera to do this. I have no idea how people. Oh my God. Okay. So I don't tighten that down all the way. That's still loose in there, you could see. And this is, I know you said you have C clamps. This is the good thing about C clamps is because if you're using, hold on. If you're using the full grounding plate, what that does, all right, hold on a second. What'd you do with that? Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. So the full grounding plate isn't really going to affect your flavor. That's just how you build it. Basically, it's the same situation, but the only problem with the full grounding plate, this is what I prefer is the full grounding plate. But the only problem with that is if you tighten down one screw, it really makes it hard to adjust the other screw.
Right.
So,
was just going to say, now, why do you prefer that over the C-clamp?
I prefer that just because of the 454. This was the only option. You know, with the entry of the 502, we decided on going with the C-clamp just because it makes it easier to put really big builds in. With this, it's not friendly towards really thick builds.
Sure.
But I like this because let's just say this is the build that I'm working with instead of me trying to, you know, I don't know how censored your channel is.
No, you're good.
Okay. I don't want to sit here and finger fuck, you know, the C-clamp to get it right. I want to just take this and just put it right on like that and tighten it down.
Sure.
So it's really a personal preference at that point. Let me put this other screw in, and then I want to show you what I do here.
Right. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's as simple as just me having my coils too close to the airflow.
Yep, that's exactly what, and how high they are. I'll show you. I'll show you something really.
What I thought was amazing is that when I did my live stream, I did a live stream on this right before Stan did his the other day, and everyone in chat was telling me different things. There were people that were like, you know, bring it out to the airflow. No, keep it close to the post. Sure. Raise your coils, lower your coils, more cotton, less cotton. And all of a sudden I was like, I don't have any fucking idea. Like, you know.
I really wish I could zoom in, guys. There's not a way to do it on Google Hangouts. Yeah, there's no. I wish I could. On the phone, it just doesn't work. All right, so I guess I don't. You guys don't really. Here you go. So let me. I'm actually going to give you one really, really cool thing here. Hold on, make sure I know what that is. Here's your zoom in. So, what you'll see here is the way that I have. See how close they are to the post. I mean, they look a little shitty where they're at right now, but that's not the point. I mean, you could see that they're literally they would ground out if they were firing right now. So what I do at this point is, let me take that off now, is I take whatever you used. You said you used the 2.5, so that's a 2.5. Okay. Demo, can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. So now all I do is I take a pair of pliers. I make sure I leave my legs long. Now, there's a little ledge on the inside there. You could see it. The ledge. That ledge actually serves a purpose. That ledge, the purpose is when you put a screwdriver or your jig and whatever, is where you can push the screwdriver against that ledge. Do you
see? Now because the other day when I was building it, I was like, God damn it, this ledge is being a pain in the ass because I was trying to pull my coil out to the airflow.
See, the thing is with that is, let's just say it works really good with a flathead is because when you put it down, that chisel catches.
Yep.
You see? So, but I'm just going to use a Phillips because I've built on this 1,000 times. So what I do at this point is I just hold this up and I push against that little ledge on the inside. And then all I do right here is, again, these are screwed down, but they're not screwed down all the way, just so it could trap the leg. I just grab it. This is so hard to do. And I hold this down against the ledge, and then I pull it. Now, this is the part here. See, it's still not tight enough. Hold on. Yeah, that's the purpose of the ledge down there.
Okay.
It really hurt me with these C-clamps being in a different direction, but it doesn't really matter.
All good.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, we could move them, but then everybody that's watching right now, well, I just totally twisted that whole coil. Hold on. Jacked up my whole coil. That's cool.
Oh, no.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. That's a stunt. It's all part of it. It's okay. Yeah, it's all fucked up. Hold on. Let me take the C-clamp out. It's all fucked up now. Hold on a second. Hold on. It's hard to do this with a phone where I would normally have my hands.
Oh, I completely understand.
Oh, my God.
Man. When I build stuff on camera, I have my camera off to the side of me and the screen facing me so I can see what I'm doing if I look to the left, right? But otherwise, I just I put a piece of tape on my desk and I put my mod on that piece of tape, and then that way I know where I'm focused. It's a thing.
Cool, jacked up. It's all right. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, that coil is fucked up. Shit. Hold on. Let me make another coil because that's funky. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I wasn't expecting that to fly out of my hands like that. Got me all nervous. No, I'm not nervous. That's a joke.
I was gonna say.
No.
J Haze doesn't get nervous.
No. I'm not nervous. Hold on. Just give me a second, guys. Oh, you're 26. Hold on.
This is the reality of live builds. It's just the nature. I've failed so many live builds, and it's always one of those like I'll always be
honestly,
doing some...
brother. If you saw the way that I have this set up right now with this phone, is it doesn't really matter. No, I don't need to fix that. I'm just going to use that. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let me just show you. So I have to put let me go back to where we were. So
yeah, take your time. I've got nowhere to be.
Okay, so what I don't know how you have your set up, but the C clamps should be in front of the hole. Like
that's exactly how I have mine set up. So they can just go in, I clip them, and screw it down.
Yep. Okay, so let me just screw this down again and try to reset where I was.
Yeah, well,
I could show you the grounding plate, why I prefer that, but...
Well, let's just do the C clamps right now. You know, my thing for accessories is because I've seen all these sweet accessories. Like you posted that Damascus cap, and I have a couple Damascus knives, and I was just like, oh, I want that, but like, you know, I can't justify buying accessories for an RDA that I
especially if you don't like it.
Right.
I agree.
So that's, you know,
no, I agree.
That's 100%. The thing.
Okay. Put those back in again. Let's do this again. I just got to count my wraps. Hold on a second.
All good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remember my very first live build that I ever did. I was doing an alien frame staple on Instagram, and I failed miserably. And I watched my viewer count go from like 15 people watching, and it went 15, 12, 8, 6, 4, 1. And I was like, oh no. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right.
Jared the Vaping Goat here. Awesome. What's up, Jared? Apparently my fiance is rearranging our downstairs. That's what it sounds like.
Okay. Yeah, this is all jacked up, this one, but that's all right.
It's okay, man. We're doing it live.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. I'm fine, because once I straighten that, it's going to make it okay. Let me just cut this excess lead. Should have placed this camera somewhere else. Thing is, too, is I did actually when I was doing a tutorial on the original coils, I did a Nano Dragon, which I did that live on Periscope, and it actually only took me like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard coil to build because you're building cotton around.
Yeah.
I'm just putting everything back the way it was when where I left off.
The sounds of Jay.
All jacked up. That's all right, though. I'm going to show you how you can make that look pretty real easy. So we're going to put it back in again. Hopefully I can... I need to get one of those table clamps. So it's just... There we go.
Yeah, that's why I honestly don't ever build on those little stands, because I just don't have enough leverage. I use this like giant Boss 3000 vaporized Nomads thing that literally is just basically my build station at this point.
There we go. That's one. And then as far as perfecting it and making the coil look better, that's something I do after I clamp them down. Okay, same thing.
You do one thing at a time.
See, what I do is when I'm building it, I kind of branch it down like that so I know what point I want underneath that clamp, if that makes sense.
Sure.
like that. See, this is the coil that's all jacked up over here, but real easy to fix these to make them look good. But we're not going for looks here. We're going for functionality. Because looks are.
I found in general with verticals that I can never get them to look the way I want them, but I just stopped caring. I was like, well, whatever. Like,
okay, so what I do at this point now, so I take a flathead, I put it underneath, and then I raise it up. Okay.
Okay.
So all I'm doing right now is honestly just making them look better, but
sure,
I just can't stand it looking like shit. So, like, all right. So this is a great example. You see how far away from the post this is?
Yeah,
that's too far. That's too far. I need to bring that in more.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that's wrong right there. No, that's one. See how close it is? I mean, it's basically, once we heat it up and we get it good to go, we'll make that more straight.
Sure.
But that's how I like to do it, just like that. That's okay. One. Same thing again. Put something underneath here just to really give it leverage and pull it up.
Okay.
Just like that. And that makes it a little bit, that actually looks like that's too many wraps. Hold on a second. That's one extra wrap. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna vape my shit all stupid. Is it one? Hold on. I'm trying to count this. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, it's one extra wrap. Cool. Okay. Hold on a second, guys. I got this because that's the one that I wait. That's Jesus Christ.
This is why live streams are kind of the best.
I can't do this. This is making me. You got me all anxiety.
Oh man.
Let me go get some benzos. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get this leg back out because I got to take one less wrap out of that.
Jay needs some Xanax.
I need some. Yeah, your channel just got banned. So,
yeah. Oh no.
That's over. I have no association with this YouTube.
Bye, guys.
Them talking about it. All right. So
Mike Vapes. Mike Vapes is in chat. He just goes, noob.
And you know what? Listen, do you know? Let me explain something, Demo. You'll appreciate this. Do you know there's very little people nowadays, right, that actually do what we're doing, right? A lot of people buy pre-built coils.
Oh,
you know, and I think it's so funny when people, not necessarily directing this towards Mike Vapes, but I think it's funny when people are like, oh, well, you know, that's a new move. But to me, the way I look at it is, do you even build your own coils? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you actually build your own whatever?
I feel you. I you know, like the reason, honestly, for me, there's twofold reasons why I build my own coils. One, it saves me a hell of a lot of money. And two, it's much more satisfying to vape off a build that you made yourself. Like,
I agree.
You know, you get that pride of like, especially if I nail something real hard. You know, I've been on this interlocking Fralian kick lately. When I nail something real hard like that and then install it, it's like, you know, it always just improves the experience, even if it's just, you know, mental. It doesn't really matter.
I agree. He said I got him. Okay. All right. So there we go. I had to take one wrap out. I apologize. Okay. So let's go back to this. Now, again, you'll see how close I am to that center post.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally sitting on top of the center post.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now I'm going to tell anybody watching this that's using this as a build, if you're going to put this in a mech mod, right? Be careful. Just because I just have to move it over a little bit more. Just because if you're not careful and it's that close to the center post and that touches, It's not going to be good.
Bump, 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 bump. Wow.
So here you go. Now, I can't wait to see you do your build.
I know. Watch me just
I'm gonna
like nail it, you know.
I'm gonna get a yeah, unless you're gonna do it in like 13 seconds. Okay. All right. So there you go.
Cool. Okay.
Nowhere near perfect coils, but I'm just trying to make them look a little bit better here.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing I want to tell you is make sure that your coils, like for instance, you don't want one coil here and then one coil over here.
No.
You really want them to be in a perfect line with each other. That is key. If they are jacked up, there's a lot of people that put these coils out here, like close to the castle doors as possible. I do not do that. That's what you see is what I do right there. So I'm just gonna cut these off, and then am I wicking and building it, or what am I doing at this point?
Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and wick it, I think what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and present myself, and we'll get started on my build, and then you feel free to wick it. Well, I mean, as far as the wicking goes, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's relatively self-explanatory. I mean, it's like I've watched your thing. You want an even amount of cotton all up around the top and stuff. We can go back to wicking in a minute. Let me just I'll roll over to my build, and then we'll do that. One sec.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right, let's do this. Let's see here. Don Earls just asked me real quick before we get in here. Demo Vapes, have you ever wrapped 316L over Canthal? Any pro to doing so? Well, I mean, your coils, you might have a little bit faster ramp up time, but more than likely the real pro is just you're gonna get some color. Honestly, if you want some color for like some Instagram shots or something, you can do that. Cool. All right, let's bring this down a little bit here. And I will do my best to zoom in.
Oh, you got it. You got it so the camera's in front of you. That's nice.
Yeah, well, I'm at my desk and I just dipped my webcam down so everybody can see my big old stomach. All right, cool. Let me raise my exposure real quick because it's a little dark. All right, there we go. All righty. Well, let's give this a shot. I have two 2.5 millimeter bits. I don't think I'll need both at once, but that works. Now I prefer to install my coils or to put a coil in through like this, clip it, remove it, and then do the same with the other. That way I just can stick them in and tighten it down. That's something I've done on every single build, and I see people on YouTube all the time just like struggling, if they don't do that on some RDAs anyway. What the hell am I looking for? All right, there it is.
Now, you haven't tried a sleeper build yet in that, yeah?
I have not, no, but it does look like a candidate for it for sure. Now, I wanted to show you something while we're down here. These are the wire cutters that I used the other day when I was doing my build. And if you look real close, let's see if I can... I
can see it already.
Zoom in. Yeah, see, there's this little notch that I cut into the side of the 502. So, yeah, I'm never going to buy anything but Nipex cutters from now on. So
that sucks.
Yeah, it's just the thing that happens. All right, let me see if I can zoom in. Hey, that's about as far as I can go, though. Focus. All right, we'll do that, I think, unless anybody complains and says that they don't like that. All right, cool. Stop rolling off my damn desk. Gotta level my desk.
See, like right where you have that is perfect. That close.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So let's put these guys in. Tighten her down. Where did my screwdriver go? There it is. Give it a little tight in there first. Alrighty. Oh, and you know what I should have done, which would have been a good idea, would have been to
unscrew those
first. I was saying this in another video. Sometimes when I'm building on this RDA, it makes me feel like I'm just building for the first time again.
Yeah.
But that's just a matter of not.
See, the thing is, too, Demo, is when people have to understand that it's so easy for me just because I've been building the 454.
Right.
Also, what's crazy is a lot of people think that this is not designed for someone that's a beginner. Believe it or not, that would be the exact opposite. It would be very easy because you being a veteran builder, you're so used to building horizontals. When you're forced to build something vertical, it just feels
wrong. Yeah. Right.
So someone that's just starting out, it's actually easier than someone that's already building.
That makes sense. No, that totally makes sense. You know, you don't have the well, and it's not even bad habits, but it's just habits that stem from building other types of RDAs.
Sure.
So, okay. Drop that little screw in there. I found that using these tweezers is very helpful for building this particular RDA. Cool. Okay. So I don't have a whole lot of slack to pull out on these coils, I don't think. So
yeah, it looks like that. They're really short.
Well, I mean, in so much that I don't have like the bit fits in there pretty tight.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
All right, let me
try not to do what I did.
And guys, just for reference, the batteries are not in this mod. I never build on a mechanical mod without taking the batteries out, especially not a mod with a button right here where I could just be like, oop. All right. Nope. Yeah, there really isn't any.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. They're really tight. That's good.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead, because this is actually pulled a little bit away already. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this clamp down here. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Going to get this staged.
Yeah, that coil placement you have on that one right there with the bit in it is perfect. It's perfect.
Cool. So yeah, so just so that people can see, this is what I've got going on. And let me, I'll zoom back out because it messes with my focus if I'm zoomed in.
Yeah, that's good. It's good placement.
There we go. Okay, well, we'll go with that then. All right. Well, that one's pretty much tight in there. This other one looks a little bit higher, which is actually not bad because it's okay, cool.
Have you haven't tried to build this close to the deck before, to the post?
No. Sometimes, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, like when everyone tells you that you want to build it out to the thing, you kind of, I had this thought in my head. I was like, well, okay, I guess that's just how you have to build it. And I must be missing something, but it's good to know that there's, you know, that we're getting some of this misinformation dealt with. That's out there. Okay, now let's see here. Actually,
thank you, Brian Nickel, for the donation.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Good, sir. Appreciate that.
See, then not only do you have to remember the placement of the center, how you're doing it. If I'm distracting you, just tell me to shut up.
No, I do this. I do live builds all the time, so I'm pretty used to this kind of stuff.
So what I was going to say is not only do you have the placement good, you have to make sure the height is, you want it so the bottom wrap of the, what'd you say, you had 7 wraps?
7 wraps, yeah.
7 wraps. So what you want one wrap. You're not really gonna be able to see, but you want one wrap to be even with the bottom with the C clamp, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So height placement and vertical.
All right. Before I cut anything, let me just show you what I got here. So one is a little bit lower than the other for sure. So we'll deal with that in a second. Focus. Yeah, let's see here.
See, the one on the right looks better than the one on your left, and your left hand is the proper one. Yep.
This one is good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I bring it down maybe a half a millimeter, just a little bit more.
Okay.
But it's gonna be easier. Oh, I wanted to show somebody something. I wanted to show you how to wick this really simple. If people don't have the dental floss.
The dental floss.
Yeah, there's a really easy trick to do with the dental floss. No, I got it.
Okay. So, all right. So now, all right. So this is where I've landed with.
Yep. I think that's perfect right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And they're looking pretty much right across from each other.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything down and clip it. Just make sure everything is nice and tight. Nice and tight. Boop, boop, boop. Let's tighten the center one just a little bit more. Oh, that has a lot of. Yep.
Thank you, Michael DiMartino, for the.
Yes.
I got all my hazers in here donated.
I know. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks for keeping an eye out on those. That's when I'm building, sometimes I don't look up at the screen as much as I should. Okay, so all righty, let's get this fired up and then we'll move on to wicking.
So a little trick, Demo, when you're doing a wicking on that, right? Instead of like trying to fish it through, once you put, I don't know if you can unpresent. I just want to show you.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Yep.
Little trick.
I will stop presenting myself and go over to you.
Let me just get that. There you go. Okay. We're not going to get into my cotton. I'm not going to wick that because it's, people all make fun of my cotton. But I want to show everybody something when you're wicking the 502, which makes this really simple. Everybody always sticks the cotton through, right? And then they try to fish for it down here. Check this out. What I do is this is hard to do while I'm watching it, but, okay, so right there, people would try to grab that. But actually, let me do it like this. There we go. So, here. Can't even see what the hell I'm doing. So what I do is I go like this. This is probably the worst tool to do this with, but.
That makes sense. It's a lot easier to do that when your coil isn't so far away, isn't so close.
And then you just, however you want to get that through. Some people are cotton baking, just like that. The cotton I use, it requires, and then you just take it like this and just pull it over and then tuck it down.
Cool. Oh yeah, I know Maviton X tends to be a little bit. Tends to be a little bit rippy.
Yep. It rips really friggin' easy.
Okay, let me grab my batteries. Let me see what you got.
Present yourself again, Dima, so I can watch it.
I gotta grab some batteries. Cool.
Okay, there we go.
So, 1 sec.
Thank you, Vaping Miner. I don't know if you guys are hearing me good, but thank you, Vaping Miner, for the. So that's the Black and Ultim.
Oh, sorry, I'm presented right now. Nobody can see you.
No, it's all good. That's fine.
Okay. Let's see here. Vaping Miner, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, so sorry about the state of my room, by the way. We're in the middle of like a move. A friend is moving in, so a bunch of stuff's been kind of chaotic around here. Not to mention the fact that now I'm shooting videos in my bedroom instead of in my office, so it's always fun. And a lot of people don't like firing up their coils on an unregulated device. I know that it's not like the safest thing ever, but I actually kind of like it because I can have a little bit more control over the pulsing.
Just be wary of that center post.
Oh yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
because you're so close to it.
Oh yeah, I'll be okay. I've got a millimeter in between you on each side, so I'll be all right. So.
Thank you, Zach P, for the donation.
Yes.
I'm just doing your job, Demo.
Appreciate it. Got some hot legs going there. One thing I do like about verticals, though, is that you can go all the way around. You can go all the way around your coil to pinch it from all sides, and it's a little bit easier, I find. Okay, let's see here. Almost done. Oh, this one bastard's got one of those hot spots like that's within a wrap. You ever get that with your fuse Claptons where like you get like a hot spot that's just on one of the wraps and like nothing you seem to do can actually get it out?
Yeah, a lot of times I just keep the hot spot.
Right. Well, because I always check on the inside to see if it's on the inside as well, and usually it's like only on the outside where the Clapton wrap is like messed up or something.
I'm wicked up, good to go.
Just trying to get this last little spot out if I can. Oh, there we go. Got it out. Sweet. All right,
now,
there we
normally
go.
with this build on everything else, Demo, you usually experience really good flavor with this exact build.
Yeah, actually, this is like my standard hexohm build. This is what I use a lot on that because it comes in right at 0.2. Okay. And I use it for a lot of regulated mods and hexohms, and I have pretty good luck with it. I'm a frame staple guy, like just like normally, like that's what I vape, but you know, this is not that kind of RDA. I've never actually tried it with a frame staple though. I'd be curious. Probably would be insane.
You know, honestly, you know, I know you could probably see me, but when you're running like an Ultim setup like this, you can put whatever the hell you want. There's
not
no
too
heat,
hot.
you know, because heat's usually the thing that everybody talks about.
Okay, all right, let's get some cotton and oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's over there. Okay. We just got back from California, and my fiance has a bunch of my vape stuff in her area. One sec.
I agree, Vapor for life. She has 2 502s, but she's saying the wicking is. So I feel the biggest part that plays a role in the flavor is the coil placement, especially on this. Most of the time, it is how much space you have in the cotton. Yeah, I mean, but it's all personal preference. I mean, I just want him to try something that I would do to see whether or not he gets kind of the same experience I do.
I'm optimistic because I've never put the coils this close to the posts. So get some of that cut there. That looks like it might be a bit too much. Find out.
Now, you're not changing that variable either, right? That's the cotton you normally use.
This is the normal. I use Kogan dough for almost everything. Cheap, and I barely taste the difference between this and anything else.
Okay. No, I'm not mocking it. I'm just saying.
Oh, no.
I just want to make sure all variables are
the same.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you know, for anyone else who's watching this, I personally, I've done blind tastes with cotton before, where I've wicked multiple atomizers and then like had a friend randomize them. Same atomizer, same colors. Couldn't tell a difference between which is which. And I either found that everything kind of tasted the same as Kogendo, or it was worse. So this is how I would wick most anything.
You know that actually works really well too. In the 502, 4 1.5 millimeter regular round coils.
I can see that.
Because you're getting airflow from. Also, you know, you're an experienced builder, right, Demo? Have you ever thought about trying to do a full post wraparound that would shine in a 502?
Like all the way around.
Yep. A lot of people do that because that's hard to do on most strippers because you have posts in your way.
Right.
With that, having it centered, you know, it's fucking out. Batman posted a picture of it. Like it works, and all the airflow is coming in. Doesn't matter how you place the coils because or the airflow, because it's.
Oh shit! Fucking up my coil here. You know what? I think this is just with this leg right here. It's being a bit of a bitch. So I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna kind of pull it down. I think I might have used a bit too much cotton, to be honest. I've noticed with verticals you have to be a little bit lighter than with horizontals.
Yep, because of the capillary action. It can't be as tight inside the coil.
Yeah. Let's get some of this pulled out just a little bit here. I've recently stopped doing this raking on my cotton, but sometimes I'll do it if I need to reduce its size.
Where we're at there now, that coil that you have in there with that cotton sticking up, that's what I want to show you is you want to cut that top of the tuft of the cotton.
Yeah.
So it's literally flush with the top of the post.
Okay, that's what I've been doing.
Yep.
So I'm going to try pulling it this way, actually. So I think I'll have just a little bit more room if I pull it this way.
So you said in yours as well, Demo, that you experienced a lot of turbulence.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of turbulence, and then Stan told me to put a bunch of cotton up top, like a bunch more than I was using before. I did that, and I found that it fixed it for the most part. So, okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's get this raked out before we put it in this time. This isn't nearly as painful as it was when I did this the other day. It was
my crazy part. Demo, listen, and I know you were talking. I mean, I was in the chat listening. It pained me to hear you say that you were having such a shitty. It's one thing when someone, you know, obviously types it in a comment like, "Oh, this dripper sucks. I hate it." Whatever.
Right. It's whatever.
That's fine. It's when I hear someone else say it to me that let's see if we could figure this out. If not, then it's just not for you. You know.
Right.
I mean,
right. And that's the thing is that I have a tough time accepting the it's not just for me thing, because I like a lot of things, right? I'm a mouth to lung. I do huge cloud builds. I do everything in between, right? So go ahead.
Oh, something I wanted to tell you, Demo. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted to say this.
No, go
remember, for it. I don't know how publicized you want this to be, but remember how you said in the chat that you got really upset with it and you were really frustrated? Look, I don't want to say it's a funny story, but when I was starting to build, right, when building came out, when I started vaping back in 2013, where everybody was just, you know, running K funds, that's really all you ran was high end shit or clones of the high ends.
Sure.
I don't want to get too sidetracked, but it kind of upsets me to say this, but when I was doing builds, I would literally cry, like, because I just could not get it. The legs would snap. It would be 36 gauge, 8 wraps. That's not easy to wick like that, and it's not even easy to put in. I mean,
Dude, I don't even think I could do that, man.
No, but I mean, I know your pain though. I'm just referencing because you said that, you know, you were really frustrated and upset, and I just know what that's like.
Right.
I do.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, it's just as you said, it is in that same vein as it felt like I was going back to square one with building.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit, like I haven't felt like this since I first started building. So anyway, okay, so now I'm here. So you said cut it flush at the top.
Yep. Directly, so you don't want it to go any taller than the top of the post. I actually cut it about a millimeter shorter than the post, but depending on the height of your coils.
So this is what I've got now, and I imagine that once I get some juice on it, it'll kind of push down just a bit. So I'm gonna leave it because then I can always mold it and stuff like that. And
how much cotton? How much cotton do you have inside the deck?
Not a ton.
Good.
But
okay.
it is in there, you know, like I've got little tufts. So
can you do me a solid? And is it possible for you to grab some scrappings or whatever and just fill the rest of the well up? So
I've got all that stuff over here. So
yeah, if we could just put some extra down there so we could reduce the airflow going through, you know, random parts of the.
It's like I'm putting cotton clouds in my RDA.
Yeah. Not big ones, just to fill it up.
No, I'm gonna probably take about half of this out. Okay. Let's turn this so you guys can see it.
Yes, that's perfect. Yep.
Okay, so got that on that side, and then boop, boop, boop on this side. Once I get some juice in there, that'll make this easier. It won't be springing out like this. Okay, I think I used just a bit much on that side, but once I get juice on it, it'll be okay. Okay, so now I've got this side is a bit much, but it's just because it's so fluffy.
Yeah, no, I think that looks good.
Okay.
Yep. Now you just got to break it.
So now I just need my juice, which is over in my fiance's bag again.
What's the VG? Oh, he put it down. Okay.
Is it?
Ryan, are you still using your 502? What build do you have in it? What, regular round?
Okay. I don't have any silverback.
What's the VG you're running on the juice you're putting in?
So you know, I've put all different sorts of juice in here.
Okay.
This in particular is 90-10, but it is very flavorful. I mean, like I've used this on plenty of builds. It's a lot more flavor than you'd expect for a 90-10. So I know that this stuff is good, right? But normally I used 70-30. Honestly, that's my favorite ratio.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and. So I have a question for you, Jay. Where did the whole wet wires thing come from? Because I missed it.
There was that whole drama shit with me and the people from UK, and it was in that video where my landlord had came in and he said, the reason why your power keeps shutting off is because your wires are wet. And I was like, yeah, because that's my problem, is my power keeps going out because my wires are wet. So it was really funny when you watch it because I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Because he's Korean, he's very, very, very thick accent.
Right.
But I don't know, it just kind of stuck with it. So everybody says it now, wet wires.
Okay, so what I've done here is I've given the actual, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well, but I've given the juice holes some space so that there's a little bit of space there so they can push out or suck back in or whatever they need to do. And then the rest is filled up with cotton. So it's not, the juice holes aren't blocked off.
Okay, all right. Now that we have that all wicked up on the top, can we cut a little bit more?
Yep.
Just cut not so much on the top, but at an angle, if that makes sense.
So
like 45-degree angle.
So like 45 like this?
Yep, just like that.
Okay.
Just like exactly how your tweezers are laying down. You're cutting it like almost like a bit. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Yep, just like that. Yep, that's perfect.
Okay, so now we've got the tiniest little cotton tufts up there ever.
Yep, no, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. Cool. No hot spots or anything. That's good. Is
it ramping up quick?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's not bad. That's actually looks like a pretty legit build. This might be pretty legit. All right. Well,
top cap now. This is the key. Top cap.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're lining this up, a lot of people look at the castle doors on the inside as a reference. I don't. I look at, you want to make sure that the airflow on the top is to the left or right of the coil. So it's perpendicular, like will be 90-degree angle.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yep. I think that's exactly what I have done.
So the castle doors are literally, if you're looking down the chamber, the castle doors are right next to where the coils would be.
Yep. Okay. All right. And then this is self-explanatory. I just pop this on and line this up. Okay, guys, let's come back up top.
Yeah, I think you're presented too.
Yep, I am. Let me just go ahead and get rid of that. Cool. The moment of truth.
Did you break in? It's broken in. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm. Don't worry. I'm not going to take one drag and be like, rah, or whatever. But oh shit, that's pretty good. It's a little turbulent still, but I'm getting some good flavor on it now.
Yeah, the turbulence it's hard to conquer the turbulence. It is.
Yeah. I think that just comes down to just a little bit of messing with stuff.
Yep.
But now I'm actually getting flavor.
Yeah, that's how I find the best build is when you build really close like that, not far away.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Let me get some.
You being honest, Demo?
I am being honest. I would tell you if I wasn't. Trust me.
Just you could tell me. I could take it.
No.
As much as it hurts me, I can take it.
No, really though. Like it actually is good now. It is very different. It is very different.
No, it will.
The flavor on it is, in my, it's not as intense of a flavor as I'm used to, but that's, one, I'm used to really big, like I just came off of, if I can pull this damn top cap off, I just came off of these, frame staples 0.1. So obviously that's going to be, crazy.
I'll tell you straight up, it's not the most flavorful RDA. I'll admit my own faults. I know what to do to fix it. But there is ways to build that where you can get more flavor by bringing it closer in. But I just know what to fix on my next stripper. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just
everything can't. Now I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to put that to the side.
But is that the best results you've done?
Yes.
With all the verticals
by a lot. Yep, like significantly. 0.2 is a little bit too hot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's, I think that I went a little bit too far.
That's what I was saying, Demo. Look, that's what I was saying. You get full ultim like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you could run whatever the hell you want on it. It doesn't matter.
And my top cap's not too bad, but it's the vapor itself is very aggressive.
Right. Okay. I didn't think it would be that aggressive. 7 wraps with the. Oh, that's right. Your nichrome.
Nichrome, man.
Yeah.
I'm a nichrome guy.
Is the flavor getting better, or is it dimming down as you go?
It's getting better because as the cotton is breaking in, it's definitely improving. I just realized that I didn't fill up the squonk bottle. It's probably good enough. No, it's getting better, but I do find that it needs to be run fairly wet, right? I feel like it needs to be run fairly wet.
You can't run verts like you would horizontal, where you could kind of
cycle
them up, so to speak. You got to really, and that's the purpose of why I make that well fake like that. Not just the air, just to provide more cushion for the wetness.
A little bit of squonk action there. All right, I'm going to have to try a different juice. Yeah, oh, dude, I mean, it's 90-10. I mean, like, even on a 0.2. That's pretty cloudy for a 0.2.
Yeah. That's a lot of vapor.
That's a bit much. So I think when I do this build again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 28 gauge cores instead of 27. And
you're very anti-canthal though, right? Like
I get a metallic taste, man. The only canthal I have sitting in front of me right now is 26 and 36, and that's just because I'll do that for series builds sometimes. But
sure.
you know, for me, I have always preferred nichrome, and it's not just for the flavor, but it's for the ramp up as well. Like I really like that
it's quicker
instantaneous,
sure.
not instantaneous, but you know what I mean, like that faster ramp up time. But yeah, this is definitely a fairly large improvement. So for anybody out there who hasn't tried putting their coils closer to the posts, do that.
And the height,
yeah,
the height of where they are. Like where your first build was, I'm sure you can look back at the video, but your first build was too tall and too far away. Like it was too far off the clamps. Like it would be whatever. You had 2 millimeters, and it was too far from the post. I don't find that to be good at all.
Right. Absolutely. No, I mean, I totally, God damn it, this fucking thing. I totally feel that now. I mean, like it's funny how the common perception of that, you know, that knowledge that people always, you always want your coils close to your airflow. It's not always correct.
Yeah. It's not always true. It depends on the actual device.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, yep. It's a much more mild flavor.
I was prepared for you to say nope. It sucks. Okay.
No. I mean, I would say it's not by any means my favorite situation, but it is not bad by any means. So I would put the flavor on this as to like a 7 out of 10. I would say. You know, I don't usually do the 10-point scale, but 7 out of 10. When before it was like a 1 or a 2. You know, like I could like vaguely get the inkling of what I was vaping, but it was like, you know, like it was just not much. So much improved.
Good.
I'm gonna have to play around with it to try to see if I can get that turbulence down a little bit.
That's all cotton placement on the top to remove turbulence. That's really what it is. The reason why I want to do the angle is because I wanted to slim down as much coming in to your mouth, if that makes sense. Because if you put too much, you remove turbulence, but you mute out a lot of the flavor.
Right,
that the coils are so close, you really want, you know, indirect airflow, so to speak.
Right.
Good.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Does anybody here in chat have any questions before we take off? I always like to see if anybody's got any questions that have not been resolved by this video. You see, now you got me thinking. Now I might actually try one of those.
That's what Batman's talking about.
Builds around.
That he used the 7 millimeter. So it's just a massive coil on the inside.
Right. I don't even have a 7 millimeter bit. Just go down and use one of my kitchen spoons, the handle from one of those.
It's a difficult jig.
Right. Let's see here. Oh, apparently everybody wants you to say the word in chat that everyone's been saying.
The F word?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because it's a thing. Fweef. I'll tell you the story behind it.
I know the story behind that. I watched Grim Green's thing where you guys discussed it with him and told him what it is. Yeah, I saw that. Everybody wants me to say it.
Yes.
Is Ken in here?
Ken is in here, yep.
Ken, you want me to say it?
Oh man. What is it? Pulls help.
I don't see him asking.
It's up. If you go a little further up, there's Vaping with Ken. Hashtag get Jay to say Fweef. There it is.
How am I saying it? Like dramatic or just saying it?
You know what? The floor is yours.
I'm having a hard time saying that word. Probably because okay. I'm just gonna do it. You presented me.
Yeah, of course I presented you.
Okay, good. Right. So here's the word that everybody since the beginning of chat has been asking me to say. Fleece. That's all I got. I'm not going to say it dramatic. That's it. One time. That's all you got.
That's cool.
Ryan, say it. Come over here, Ryan, and say it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go say it.
Bray,
you want to come on and do it? No? Okay. Well, there you go.
All right. Perfect.
So
well, there we go. I don't think, let's see here. Thank you. So all right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see here. Oh, they want me to explain it for the crew. All right. Real quick. A fweef is when a member of our species who is a female of female variety, passes gas, and instead of going out the back like it normally does, it goes up through the front, right in between the lady parts, and then out into your face. That's a queef.
So it's a fart and a queef.
Yeah, it's a fart queef. There we go.
All right.
These are the things we talk about on vaping YouTube channels. You know,
did someone come up with that, or is that actually like
I think Ken came up with that.
Wow.
I do believe. I think it was an organic thing that he came up with on Vapes too at some point. I don't know. I don't know. We didn't ask that. We didn't get that far.
What would that be called for a dude?
Ooh.
Like if it went from underneath your balls, like how we normally fall.
Ken, I think you're gonna have to come up with a new word for that. I'm gonna leave that to Ken. He'll come up with something for that. So
all right.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, let's see here. I think we're good. I don't see any questions from before. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Well, anyway, Jay, thank you so much for coming on, and
no problem,
thank you guys all so much for watching. If you found that this helped you, please go ahead and hit the like button. If it did not, go ahead and hit the dislike button. And I really appreciate you guys watching. So cool. All right, guys. Have a great day.